Hello. Welcome to this training. I'm glad you made it. This is a very important strategy session. I carefully did this for my real estate mentees, but the methods, the strategies in this training works for any kind of business you are doing. So we're going to be understanding legal tax minimization for individuals and companies. Yes, 0% tax strategies for real estate consultants or any kind of business. So without further ado, my name is Johnbosco. I am the MD and CEO of Ife Solutions Limited. I'm a digital marketing consultant, human rights advocate, and a climate activist. Please remember, this training is for educational purpose only. I'm not a tax consultant, I'm not a tax advisor. What you will learn today is how your personal income tax work in Nigeria, how it works in Nigeria, and when companies can legally pay 0% tax. You also learn how directors can structure income legally, how you can pay yourself without paying unnecessary tax. And you also know what FIRS, also called NRS now, what they allow and what they do not allow. So if you are ready, drop an emoji in the comment section, drop the state where you are dialing from. Let me know who are here with me. Chioma from Enugu. Chioma, how is Enugu today? How is Enugu? Enugu is a very nice place. I spent a lot of my childhood time in Enugu. Usman, Ibadan. Ibadan. Amala Ibadan. How is Ibadan, Usman? Okay, keep it coming, keep it coming. Joshua, Lagos, Eko, Nibaje. All right, let's not take so much time. Remember, we are going to be learning this so that we can save a lot of money and put more money in our business. Keep the comments coming. We'll get back to it. What is tax? And why does it have to bother us? So tax is a mandatory financial contribution or levy paid by income earning individuals and companies to help the government fund public services and government operations. Long story cut short, tax is a part of your own money, your income, right, that you give to the government to help them build schools, road, and all that. So the thing there is, you know how Christians pay tithes? Yes, 10% tithes. So you get your money for the month, you divide it into 10 and you give one to your pastor or whoever because you believe in paying tithe. That's for those who believe in paying tithe. I'm using it for illustration purposes. So nobody is going to your bank account to remove money. Forget all the social media buzzes and all that. They're just trying to create content, using some controversial means to get their videos to go viral and then they get paid. So the way you calculate your money and then you remove your tithes, that is the way you're going to calculate your money and then you remove your tax. I hope this is clear. So we're going to learn how all these things work here. So mandatory contribution that any income any individual pays to the government, and companies also pay, but company don't pay from their income. Company pay from their profit, and you will get to know why this is very important in this training. Remember, taxes are compulsory and they can carry penalties, so pay serious attention here. Why do you pay tax? We've said it already. You use it to support the government, but also accountability. Yes, when you pay your taxes, you can ask government questions. Oh, we've been paying our taxes. Why is this road not good? By paying your taxes, you earn the right to hold the government accountable for their actions and other government expenditures, right? And don't forget, the government remains the government. If government says pay tax, so you pay tax. Tax is mandatory. You pay tax because it is mandatory and can carry severe penalties from the government. So it's not like something you have to make a choice if you should or you shouldn't. But we are going to learn how we can pay 0% tax or pay a little tax. without having to carry all our money and give to the government. So work with me. There are two basic tax people in Nigeria. We have the SIRS, State Internal Revenue Service, coordinated by JTB, the Joint Tax Board. I also have the NRS, that's the new name they are coming with now. That's the Federal Inland Revenue Service. So the State Revenue Service collects tax from individuals. So if you are working in Lagos, for example, you will calculate your tax and pay to Lagos State Revenue Service, LIRS. Okay? Now, for your company, it is the federal government that collects tax from your company. So you file to the FIRS. I hope this is clear. So your company tax goes to federal and your personal income tax goes to the state. Okay, so you can see their logo here. So this is NRS for companies. You want to pay your company income tax. This is the website you use. This one is the Lagos State tax website for your individual personal income tax. So who are expected to pay tax? Companies, individual citizens, and foreigners. Companies pay their corporate income tax and development levy from their taxable profit if they are not exempted. Two things you need to take care is that companies don't pay tax based on the money that came into their accounts. They pay tax based on the profit they made for the year. So they receive 100 million naira in revenue, and after expenses, they are left with 1 million naira. Their tax is based on that 1 million. But let's assume they receive 100 million naira for the year and they made expenses of 1.1 million, which is more than the one they got, which means they are already in loss. That company will not pay tax. The government will not tax you if you are in loss. Individual citizens Individual citizens are also expected to pay their tax. Once you are an income earner in Nigeria, you are expected to pay your your personal income tax, also called PIT, or pay as you earn, also called payee tax. Then foreigners who are working in Nigeria are expected to pay their tax in Nigeria, except maybe they are covered by a double tax treaty. What that means is, let's say the foreigner is from Germany and he's working in Nigeria and then he's paying tax in Germany. He cannot be paying tax in Germany and still be paying tax in Nigeria. All right. So, how do you actually pay this tax? One. Two, how can you not pay tax? That means, how do you legally reduce your tax so that at least you are going to pay small or not even pay at all? This is what we are going to learn in this strategy session, because tax avoidance is legal, but tax evasion is a crime, right? If you avoid tax, what it means is that you played by the book. You did not do anything corner, but you followed the way the government has said you should run your business. But somehow you are able to solve the mathematics that you are not going to pay too much tax. I will show you how to do that. It's very, very simple. But when you say, oh no, what is tax? What are they doing for us in this country? I won't pay. You are in for a dangerous surprise from the government. You have to pay your tax or find ways to pay 0% tax, just like I'm going to teach you in here. It is just the small mathematics that matters. Don't worry, there's no multiplication here. You just add this, subtract this, normal addition and subtraction. So don't fret. Let's get into the main deal. So this is your personal income tax journey. When you've received your salary, your 100%, you're going to be removing 800,000 naira. Government said they are not interested in the first 800,000 naira. Government said they are giving you rent relief. And this is how it looks. Let us assume your monthly salary is 400,000 naira. That means in 1 year, 12 months, your annual salary is 4.8 million naira. Okay? Let's assume your house rent for a year is 2 million naira, and 20% of 2 million naira is 400,000. What this means is inside that your 4.8 million, you will remove 800,000 naira. Government said they are not interested in it. What is the balance? 4 million naira. Please, if you are following, drop an emoji in the comment section. I want to be sure I am not just talking to myself. If you are following, type yes, 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 yes. Yeah, these are, I hope I called that name very well. Yes, I can. Okay, good, 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 good. So it means all of us are following. You don't have to be a good mathematician to understand this thing. So from your 4.8 million naira in 1 year, remove 800,000, you will have 4 million naira left. Okay. And then government is giving you 20% of your rent, and your rent is 2 million naira. 20% of 2 million naira is 400,000, right? So you remove 400,000 again from your 4.8 million. How much will be remaining? It will be remaining 3.6 million naira. At this point, you will start paying tax. Do you understand now? The first tax you will pay is inside your 3.6 million naira. You will remove 2.2 million and calculate 15% of it. 15% of 2.2 million is what? 330,000. So that is what you will pay the government for that first 2.2 million naira. But your money is remaining how much? Your money is remaining 1.4 million naira after you've done this calculation. Then next level is for the next money that is remaining in your account between 0 to 7 million naira, you are going to be paying government 18% tax. Do you understand this? So the first one, 2.2 million, you pay 330,000. The next one, 1.4 million, which is not more than 7 million, you will pay 18% tax, which is 252,000. So what this means is that if your house rent is 2 million naira yearly and government gives you 400,000 naira and government allows you to take 800,000 naira without calculating tax, the total tax you will pay in a year is 583,000. Let's see what that means for you in a month. 583,000 naira tax in a year divided by 12 months. It means for every month, if your salary is 400,000 naira monthly, it means that every month you'll be paying the government 48,583 naira. Is this clear? Is that clear? But remember, your tax is annual, so it's at the end of the year that you will gather up this 583,000 naira and send to the government. Oh, hey, look at this. It is big, is it not? It is big. Now, look at how your company tax works. 100% turnover, that's the money that comes into your account. Now, if the money is not more than 25 million naira, the government does not expect you to pay tax. You will file your tax, but nobody will ask you to pay anything because you are still considered a small company. That's the beautiful thing about this tax law. It considers low income earners. Do you know why? Look at it. That 800,000 naira the government is saying that they don't want to tax, divide it by 12 and you see something. This is the minimum wage. So government doesn't want to take tax from people who are earning minimum wage. The same way, government doesn't want to take tax from small companies that all the money that they realize in 1 year is just 25 million naira. Let's also check 25 million naira divided by 12. It means this company is making 2 million naira per month. So government says if your company is making about 2 million naira per month, we are not going to ask you to pay tax. It's a beautiful law. Although the reason many people are still kicking against it is because they don't believe the government will use the money very well. So now, when you make money using your company name in a year and the money is not more than 25 million naira, you are not paying tax. And again, Even if it's less than 25 million naira, but your company has assets, company has houses, a lot of asset that is more than 250 million naira, then you will still pay tax. Okay, so if the revenue is not more than 25 million, no tax. If the total asset of the company is not more than 250 million, no tax. If your company is into agriculture, raw food, education, pharmaceutical, that's medicine, and other basics, no tax. But that does not mean you will not pay the 7.5% value added tax. That is if you're into sales. If you're into sales, you are supposed to collect VAT on every sale for the government. If you don't collect it from your customers, you will pay it for them. What this means is, let's say you are selling something online, and that thing you are selling it for maybe 100,000 naira. Okay? What it means that when the customer pays you 100,000 naira, this customer is supposed to pay you extra 7,500 naira, which is 7.5% tax. Now, when the customer pays that money to you, it's not your own. You keep it aside because you will remit it to the government. So that 7.5% tax, it is not your company that is supposed to pay it. The customer is supposed to pay for the goods and give you the VAT. Please give this VAT to the government for me. But where you are not asking customers to pay it and you are not collecting it, the government assumes that you are selling your item tax inclusive, which means if the product is 50,000 naira, the government is concluding that you have added the VAT inside that 50,000 naira because you did not collect it from the customer, so they will collect it from your 50,000 naira. Is this clear? So if your company is small and is exempted, you will still pay 7.5% VAT. Okay, if you are exempted but you are still into sales. Anything apart from that, the government will still pay tax. Okay, if you have any questions, write them down. We'll take those questions in the end. This is where the mathematics ends. Now let's assume your company is a religious organization, like a church, no tax. But I want you to get something clear here. The church will not pay tax, all right, because it's not seen as a company, a regular company. But the pastor or the reverend father or the imam or whoever that is in charge will still pay tax from their personal income. Do you understand? Your church will not pay tax, but your pastor will pay tax. That is how it's structured. So if your company is a pharmacy or a store that sells children items, you don't pay tax. If it's an agric farm or crop for crops or animals, you don't pay tax for 5 years after you have started. After the 5 years, you start paying tax. Is your revenue, less than 25%, 25 million, 100 million, you are a medium or small, no tax. But this one has terms and conditions that apply. Also, if your company is known as a startup, is labeled startup, you are not paying any tax. So, how do you calculate your tax? After you have removed the VAT, value added tax, and kept aside, that one is not your money. How you pay tax in your company is you bring your revenue. Let's use 100 million naira. You remove your company expenses, let's say 80 million naira. What is the balance? The balance is 20 million naira, right? From that 20 million naira, you will calculate your tax and pay 20% tax, 25% tax, 30% tax, depending on the type of company. So let's assume your income for the company is 48 million naira and your business expenses is 40 million naira. Your profit is 8 million naira, right? Income minus expenses is equal to profit. Now your tax will now be based on the 8 million naira. Don't forget, what we have come here to learn is how we can avoid paying tax. But I'm showing you this thing so that you understand how the tax work. And then when we are discussing how to avoid this tax, how to go around it, it will be very easy for you to understand. So end of mathematics. But wait, is this tax not too much? Look at the numbers we are calling. It's too much. So how can I avoid paying this tax? That is to say, how can I reduce the money I am giving legally? Please don't forget, if a Johnbosco is not a tax consultant or tax advisor, this video is for educational purpose only. It is not tax advice. Moving on. So these are 50 exemptions and reliefs that the government is giving. Like I told you, for the personal income tax, say individuals earning the national minimum wage or less don't pay. Your annual gross income is just about 1.2 million naira, which is translating to about 800,000 naira taxable income exempt. Okay, so you can take a screenshot. Let me give you a few seconds. Take a screenshot so that you can go and read this on your own. Have you taken the screenshots? Okay, the next list, take a screenshot of this one too. This is very important. You go take your time and go through all these exemptions. It's very important. Look at number 43, say baby products. Number 44, sanitary towels, pad and tampons. These are tax exemptions. Okay. Moving on, how can you avoid paying tax? This is what we have been waiting for, right? Yeah, how can you avoid paying tax? I'm not telling you that you will not pay tax at all or you will not file your tax, but there are ways to reduce it, and somehow it's almost 0% tax. Don't forget, tax avoidance is legal, tax evasion is a crime. You need to know the difference. Tax avoidance is playing by the books and not paying tax because you've done your homework very well. Why tax evasion? You say, I'm not paying. Government will buy you, government will catch you. All right. So let's look at it from the two sides. Individual, if you earn less taxable income, you are not paying tax, abi, or you are paying small. For company, if you don't meet the threshold, you don't cross the exemption level, and you are making less profit, you will not pay tax. So these are the two things we're going to be using. We're going to make sure that your salary is reduced, and instead of collecting plenty salary, the company will take care of some of your expenses, right? Moving on. Remember the calculation we did here, and eventually someone has to pay up to 583,000 from ordinary 4.8 million naira. Is it not ridiculous? Eh? 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 So what do we do about it? Go and own a company. I do not mean you should register a business name. You and your business name, you are the same person, or the government does not see you as different person. Register a limited liability company. This is the trick. Because individuals pay tax from any income, but companies pay tax from profits. Do you understand? Now look at 400,000 naira salary. You are going to be paying 583,000 naira to the government, which is about 48 to 49,000 naira monthly. Versus, imagine your salary is 150K. Your tax is only 90,000 naira per year, which is 15,000 monthly. So which one do you want to pay? Do you want to pay the government 583,000, or do you want to pay the government 90,000 naira? Of course, it's the 90,000 naira, but I know you are scared. 150,000 naira salary, what can that do for me? Calm down, calm down, I will explain. The key is in the business expenses. Since the company tax is based on profit and you are the director, then let the company own assets and pay for all your business related expenses. Do you know what that means? It means you need a car, let the company buy the car in the company name, let the receipt bear the company name. What that means is that the company owns the car, but the company allows you to drive the car. What that means is that when you want to purchase petrol for this car, the company will buy the petrol because company owns the car. Instead of you taking money from petrol from your pocket, from your salary, the company account can now buy that petrol. Do you see the magic here? Let's assume you are spending 500,000 naira on petrol every month. It now means that the company that you own is now giving you free petrol because the car is a business car, it's for official use. You drive it around to go and make money for the company. So the company is buying the fuel. When the tax people see that company buy fuel for company car, they're not asking you to pay any tax. So instead of collecting 500,000 naira salary from your company, you can collect 200,000 or 150,000, but carry some of the business burden and put it on the company. If you are flying out to a country for one training to meet investors, for any business trip, the company will buy your ticket. If you are going for a study leave, you want to go and study in Iceland, in Australia, in Canada, and you need to travel to learn some new things, the company will pay for it. You see why it is better than collecting 400k salary every month. With 150k salary, all you need to do is to use it to buy food stuff and eat, while the company takes care of everything. So let's move on. I want you to understand that even though the company takes care of all your expenses, it is not every expenses that the tax people will approve. Okay? But expenses like travel, hotel, lodging, accommodation, meals during your business trip, the food you eat, the conferences you go for, the payment for the conferences, the flight for the conferences, the hotel for the conferences, the company account should pay for these things. You got a client and you bought the client Hennessy so that he can come and buy 20 acres of land or hectares of land. That client entertainment is office expenses. Official logistics wey build petrol for the car, or you rent a car for a business trip, is office expenses. I hope this is clear. Okay, but don't go and be using it to buy one bag of rice and keep in your house. The tax people will spot this. They are very smart. Okay, so like I said, if you need a car, buy it in the company name and call it an official car, office car. Buy it, let the name of the company be on the receipt. It automatically becomes a business expenses, and maintenance and fuel is also business expenses. Because the company you own will pay tax based on profit. But look at all the income you have gotten, and then the company does all of these expenses. Government company pays staff salary, buys a office car, fuels office car. The expenses you should have been making from that your small 400k and still pay plenty tax. The company that you own is now doing it. This is how to do this whole thing. Just watch as we move on. You travel for business, your company pays for the ticket, the lodging, the food, and any other expenses incurred. So, by the way, remember I created this video solely for my real estate mentees, and then somehow you got access to it. I'm inviting you to become a real estate consultant, a certified real estate consultant. One thing is that you'll be making money. You can make between 10% to 18% of the cost of the property. So let's say the property is worth 5 million naira. You can make an average of 750,000 naira from selling that property. Property that does not belong to you, and the money from the client does not belong to you, but you make over 750,000. Imagine if you sell 5 of this property in a month, you'll be making 7.5 million naira. Also, if you become a realtor today on this training, I'll give you a link. You will have access to my free resources, all the trainings I'm doing on real estate, on digital marketing, on how to run ads on social media, Facebook, TikTok ad, Google ad, YouTube ads. You will get access to these my resources anytime they are made available. You get access to my inner circle also by becoming a realtor from this training. Also, you will get several certificates in your real estate journey. I assure you that. I'll show you how that works. And also, if you join real estate, become a real estate consultant from this video, you will have easy access to me. You will get my private number because you have become one of my own. So let's move on. If you are sure you want to gain all of these things I have mentioned and get access to me, become a member of my inner circle, get my free resources, I'm giving you 60 seconds only, 60 seconds only to copy this link and go and register on that page. 60 seconds starts now. So after the 60 seconds, we will continue. This is very, very important. Remember, this video is specially reserved for my real estate consultants. Meanwhile, if you cannot go to the link right now, copy this link and keep. It's also down around this video. The link has been added in the description around this video. It's ifesolutionslimitedcom/BREAC. Become real estate consultant. ifesolutionslimitedcom/BREC. So let's get these things clear. Let's move on. Let's move on. This is why we're here. Let's get these things clear. How do you actually remove money from your company to pay less tax? Oh, yes, you need this money, but you can't just remove it because once you remove this money, it enters into your account and then you start paying tax. So remember, the key in this our strategy is to let the company pay for these things, and you must collect receipt for everything and keep them. One day, the government, the tax people will come to you and then they want to audit you. Then they ask you, you said you traveled for a business trip, 10 million naira. Let us see the receipts. Where is the receipt of the flight ticket? Where is the invitation to the business meeting? You have to keep receipts. It's all about keeping the documents, okay? In case they come to audit you, you need to have it. Now, remember, you can use company money to buy phone that you are using. Just make sure it is a company name that is on the receipt. Buy phone, buy laptop. It's for office use, right? So it doesn't belong to you. It belongs to the company, but the company allows you use it for the business. But you must keep receipts. In case they come to audit you, you will show them all these receipts. So how do you take money from the company without having to pay tax and without the government frowning at it? Now, sometimes the company might say, okay, go somewhere. You know, you are the company, right? But you went somewhere, you paid with your personal money, and then you came back, you want to collect the money from the company. The company can reimburse you. Remember, two things you must do: collect receipt from that thing you went to do or that thing you bought, okay? Because it has to be seen as a business expenses. Secondly, when the company does transfer to your personal account, the company must write it reimbursement for client meeting expenses, reimbursement for conferences, all these things you have to write them down in the narration. Don't start telling me you wrote gift, you wrote incentive. No, those things don't count. They don't count. These people you are dealing with, they are also human beings, they are educated, they're also Nigerians, they know how we think. So they are also very smart and they are ready to see 1 billion naira gift, 1 billion naira for mama in the village. Nobody is listening to that. Another thing is the arm length transactions. For example, your company can rent a house for business, like as an office, and then rent out one of the rooms to you. Do you understand? But you are also going to pay the money into the company account. Let's say normally in that area, a room rent for 400,000 naira. The company can rent it to you at 300,000 naira, and you transfer 300,000 naira into the company account every year and write it rent. What it means that your company is your landlord. Or let's assume you have you have a duplex that you live and you are working from home, you can rent out 1 or 2 rooms of your home to the company. Yes, now your home, your office in the same place, but your company will keep paying you rent. That's where you become the landlord of your company. I want you to understand the government sees you, Ndubisi, as somebody and sees your company as another somebody. Two of you are two different entities according to law. So you can be your company's landlord, or your landlord can be your company can be your landlord. Another way to get money is to maintain a moderate salary. Don't worry, I'll give you a template on how you can collect this money in just few minutes. Another one, maintain a moderate salary, just like I told you. Collect 150,000 naira salary monthly from the company instead of 400,000, because it will maintain payee compliance without overloading your salary. It won't be too much. Now, another way to take money is wait till the end of the month. Calculate your profit, right? If you calculate your profit and you are the only director in this company, you can collect this profit, transfer it to your account. But as you are transferring it, remove 10% withholding tax. Do you understand? Let's assume if a Solutions Limited made 100 million naira profit, okay, then I will send 90 million naira to my account and give the government 10 million naira. It means the government is now collecting tithe. Yes. So that one is called dividend. It means profit sharing. It means at the end of this month, we made so amount of money and our directors or shareholders are sharing this money. But as you are giving out such money to yourself, you remove 10% and pay it to the government. Is it not cheaper than paying 15%, 18%, or paying company income tax of 25%? Don't worry, like I said, I will give you complete template. So make sure your company own these assets. Use it, but don't transfer it in your name. So there are 50 laptops in this office. The name on each of the receipts is Ife Solutions Limited. You will not see my personal name on any of them. So these are official equipment, official gadgets. None of them belongs to me. So I cannot pay tax for any of these things because these are company properties. Okay, so strategy number 2. This is very clear. Let's assume you want to pay yourself 1 million naira every month from your company. Here is how you should do it. Pay yourself 350,000 naira salary. Remember, you are going to pay small tax on this one. Okay, maybe around 70,000 naira every year on 350,000. Then at the end of the month, pay yourself 400,000 naira again and remove 10% withholding tax for the government. Now, all the expenses you made for the month, pay yourself 150,000 naira reimbursements. All these things I'm telling you now, that reimbursement, you are not paying tax. Now, you can pay yourself another 100,000 naira for, you know, software you are using in your company, some of these tools and all that you are using in your company. You understand? Make sure it is in the company name. So how you do it is that you remove 100,000 naira for renewal of so software. If you calculate 350,000 naira, which will make you pay only about 70,000 naira tax, then you remove 400,000 naira again, which will make you pay 40,000 naira tax, and then you remove 150,000 naira no tax, you remove 100,000 naira no tax, total of 1 million naira. And how much are you going to pay inside? You're going to pay maybe around 100,000 naira. So now in the end, you have successfully paid maybe just about 10% of 1 million naira. But if you take that 1 million naira, everything as salary, by the end of the year, you would have collected 12 million naira, and your tax will be maybe somewhere around 4 million naira. Is that what you want? No. So when you pay yourself at the end of the month, pay yourself salary 50,000, dividend 400,000, expenses reimbursement 150,000, official to 100,000, total 1 million naira, and the tax is very small. I don't know if this is very clear to you. So these are we are playing around the acceptable policies of the NRS, that's the Federal Inland Revenue. What we are playing around is that the director expenses reimbursement policy, we passed it, is allowed. The director asset use policy, the laptop belongs to the company, but I'm using it, it's allowed. Related party transaction policy, you rent to the company or the company rents to you, it's allowed. What is very, very important is that all reimbursements must be supported by receipt and board approval. I know you will say, which one is board approval? As a company, you are supposed to be having board meeting. But since you are the only one in the company, you understand, you're a limited liability company, you can write down something using your letterhead. This is what we have agreed in our company. Nobody cares if you are two or three or 500 or you are just one person. You always write it and keep it so that any day the tax people come, you will give it to them. This is the board resolution. These are the receipts of all these things. They will just leave you alone and ask you to buy them bottle of Pepsi. So now, whatever you are doing, screenshot this and keep, because this is what the Federal Inland Revenue is looking at in your company. First, they will ask this question: are all value streams classified? Is it clear? Are all reimbursements supported by receipt? Do you have receipts for all those money you say your company is refunding you? Are dividend paid from profits, or did you just pack company money and send to yourself? Are you transferring any assets? Company car, you are now writing your name on the receipt. Avoid it by all means. Now, related party transactions approved? Does your bond resolution carry it that the company is giving you accommodation at a reduced rate? Okay, now the Federal Inland Revenue, they will now do their final guidance, look at everything, and you will understand that the strategy we have used, the structure we have used, minimizes tax legally, survive audits, and protects your reputation. See, clean structure beats clever tricks all the time. If you want to say money for Agbaromo and all this, government will come for you. Okay? I hope this helps. Don't forget, you can become a realtor today and earn millions of naira without paying so many tax if you join using my link. Very important question. For those in the real estate industry, sometimes a customer sends you maybe 200 million naira for the purchase of one bedroom or 7 bedroom duplex in Lekki. Are you going to pay tax from that money? No and yes. What this means is that that money, if it comes into your account, is big money. The government will no longer count you as a small company. Automatically, they expect tax from you. Maybe not from that money, but because that huge money has entered your account, they expect tax from you. Okay? Or you can simply tell your clients, pay directly to the developer's account. Don't bother paying it to my account. And in that way, when the government is tracing their money, they are not tracing it to you. So when your client pays to the developer account, the developer will now send your commission to you. And commission is smaller, okay, so that you don't make EFCC start looking into your account. Another way to do it is you can, create an agency bank account, go to another bank, use your company name and create another account. That account is a forwarding account. What it means is that the only money that's entering there is your client's money. And if your client sends 100 million naira, the money, total 100 million, is also leaving the account to developer. Not like your client send 100 million and you are sending 90 million to developer. No, the government will start looking for tax from that 10 million. Allow the client to pay the total money to the developer, or you set up another account, your normal daily transactions do not go into that account. 100 million enters, 100 million left. 50 million enters, 50 million left. Once the company sees it as a forwarding account, the money enters and total money leaves again. The tax people will not look into that account. You can also call that account escrow account. Okay? So if you are following me, drop an emoji, say yes, I'm following you, or no, I'm not following you. Drop it in the comments. If you are following me, let me see your emojis, let me see your comments. Onochie, okay, yes, yes. Okay, Adiza, yeah, you again. Thank God you are following, because this thing is a little technical and I know some people find it difficult. So we're almost wrapping up. The conclusion, I'm saying it again. Please don't forget, because it is legally required that I always say this. That's why I'm saying it over and over again. I am not a tax consultant or advisor or an accountant. Tax is based on personal income. If it's personal income tax, PIT, or for a company, tax is based on company profits. Okay? So for an individual, is the total money that you are receiving that the government is looking to calculate tax. For a company, it is not the total money. They are looking at the profit. That is why you are going to leverage on company profits to reduce your tax. Also, not every company is expected to pay tax. Okay, lower income means lower tax. That is what we are doing. You get lower salary and pay lower tax, but the company takes care of some of these things. So individuals do the pay as you earn tax, while companies do the corporate income tax if they are not exempted. Value added tax, withholding tax, development levy, these are all responsibilities of a company. Conclusion number 2, your company can pay for all your expenses, your business expenses, and deduct them as company expenses. So keep the receipts. Okay? Your company can be your landlord and you can be company's landlord. It's very important to know not everything is taxable. Raw food sales, baby product, etc. These ones are not taxable. Okay? State Inland Revenue Service handles individual taxes in each state, and Federal Inland Revenue Service handles company tax. Hope this is clear. So you can avoid paying tax using this strategy, but don't ever evade tax. Evading tax means you don't want to pay at all, or you are doing corner corner. Apart from this legal way that we are doing here, if you do anything shady, the government will find you and they will catch you. Also, you can withdraw money from your company through various means to reduce or avoid tax regularly. So once again, I invite you to join my real estate inner circle team. You can follow the link and join me. If you have questions, do ask them. I'm here with you now. Thank you so much. Remember, I am Johnbosco. I'm the MD and CEO of Ife Solutions Limited. I am a digital marketing consultant, human rights advocate, and a climate activist, but I am not a tax advisor. So drop your questions and answer in the comment sections. Drop all your questions, send me an email, send me a WhatsApp message with your questions. I'll follow up with you and I'll give you all the answers that you seek. Thank you once again for joining me in this strategy session.